Michael Hernandez here of MLH Media, and we are here today with Jace Luchau, now 1-0 in his amateur career. Wasn't able to get the post-fight interview after, just hoarded by the amount of people that were coming and being able to watch that debut. Can you take us through the emotions, let's just start it off right where everybody's wanting to hear, of getting that win, of getting the referee to go ahead and take you off of Isaias Avila and be crowned victor? How did that feel to kind of get that finally?
It
Finally get
definitely
it
was
read off.
it definitely was a surreal feeling, just like hearing like that whole crowd go wild and just being back in the 559 area, back in front of my hometown, back in front of the home crowd. You know what I mean? Being able to put on a show for them, it definitely was something I've never experienced before, and it was a thrill, man. I just can't wait to get back in there and do it again. I have that itch.
It was a full-on real homecoming for you. You had people from all throughout your kind of career, your wrestling career, MMA career. How did it feel for it to almost be a full circle moment for you that night, and for you to be able to not only see your training partners new, but also your training partners old from back in the day, from Team Selma Wrestling, and from all throughout your training? Because like how you've said, extensive MMA career and extensive history just all around the
Yeah,
Central Valley.
man, it was awesome, dude. Just being able to, like, all my friends, all my whole wrestling team was there. You know what I mean? So them all being there and supporting me, the youth wrestlers all being there, all the little kids being able to be an inspiration to them. You know what I mean? And show them that small town kid can achieve big dreams. You know what I mean? And just, yeah, it was crazy, man. Just all the wrestling moms were there going crazy. I could hear them just like in wrestling screaming. You know what I mean? It was wild, man. And yeah, it wasn't even just like people from Selma. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of people from Selma there, but just the 559 showed a bunch of love. You know what I mean? I had guys from Fresno, like Dinuba, like even like Porterville. You know what I mean? Just everywhere, everyone was just showing love. And it was really amazing.
How big was that adjustment to go ahead and get to hop into the cage and actually go from the mats? And you're
Mhm.
currently going into your senior season now, into the wrestling season, into your wrestling year and your wrestling season. How does it feel now to kind of, now you got the MMA debut out of the way. I know back in the day you had the pancreation, had the two
Yeah.
matches, but really getting the full
Yeah.
MMA experience now. How does it feel now to have that fight underneath your belt, along with entering this newly formed wrestling season over there at Cumberland?
It feels good. I feel like it definitely like helped my wrestling out, like vice versa, because in wrestling I'm not very good on top, and I've been working like a lot of jujitsu and stuff like that. So it helped me a lot with controlling my ties and like squeezing my legs. You know what I mean? And so it's crazy how much wrestling translates to MMA, and the same vice versa. MMA translates to wrestling. You know what I mean? So it's just really cool to see how I'm able to like play on both of them and really get better. And now going into my senior season, like getting better at something I wasn't good at. And who knows, that's the difference, me becoming a national champion now, you know what I mean? But it was definitely a huge transition training with, I kind of didn't get to go to no regular Joe Schmo gym. I was in there training with Alex Perez and Diego Lopez and Odie Osborne and all these UFC caliber guys. So it definitely was a big transition. I kind of just got thrown to the wolves, but at the same time, it made me develop at a faster pace, I feel like, than a lot of other people, especially being a high level wrestler. You know what I mean? I'm able to kind of just grasp on things a little bit faster. But yeah, it was definitely hard. It's like relearning a wrestling stance all over again, the MMA stance and how to keep your hands up and all that stuff. It was really foreign to me, but I was blessed to have guys like that to train me, and it worked out for me, and I got that dub. So
You were able to get that win with the TKO over there in the first round, but it didn't come without getting a little bit of marks yourself. You're able to
mm,
also take some punches as well. Did that kind of feel weird though? Because like how you're
yeah,
stating so much, you in the wrestling. Oh, there it is. Yeah,
yep,
a little bit of a memoriam for your first ever MMA fight.
yes,
Did that
sir.
kind of feel weird though? Because like how you're stating, you're so used to the mats, so used
Yeah,
to
it
not
didn't
getting
it
punched
didn't
like
really
that.
hurt, to be honest. Like I feel like I ate it well. It really surprised me because I hadn't really been hit in the face that hard before. Like I feel like when you spar like in practice, like yeah, you get hit, but it's a little different. They're not really trying to hurt you. You know what I mean? That guy was in there trying to hurt me. You know what I mean? So it surprised me, and that's why that takedown came right after that. The wrestling instincts kind of just kicked in. I was like, oh crap, like I got to do something, and it was there, and blast double, freaking boom, so. But it was a lot of fun, man, and I'm glad I got hit in the face like that. So like now I got that feeling like Alex Perez was telling me. He's like, I'm kind of glad you got that experience, because he was just telling me like that's like, this is a real deal. Like, these guys are out here trying to hurt you. Like, this isn't no hobby. You know what I mean? You can't go out here and do this for fun. And I got a little taste of that. So and this is gonna make me train harder.
No, 100%. And you often see it so many times with a lot of these guys that often have this luxurious wrestling background, or you see the case of Van Askren, where they're facing so many guys and they're just not able to touch them in the grappling department, that once they finally do get a little bit of a tough hit or something, it is a little bit harder to go ahead and bounce back. So definitely very, very interesting that you're able to go get the double and then go ahead and get that win. But I mean, I think all the fans are wondering, what's next? And what's going to be next for Mr. Jace Luchau? I know you got this wrestling season coming up. You got a lot of things on your plate, I'm pretty sure. But what is going to be next for you? Can the fans expect to see you back in that 559 Fights cage?
We'll have to see. I'll just talk to my management company, Iridium, and see what they think is best for me. We kind of just wanted to dip my toes in the water and see if this is something I wanted to do. And it definitely is something I want to do and I want to pursue. So just got to talk to them. But, I'm really just focused on this wrestling season right now. My last year, I'm trying to get my degree in psychology. I have other goals outside of MMA as well. But, so I'm really just trying to focus, get this degree, win a national title, and then hopefully, say 6 to 8 months time, or maybe even less, whenever, when I'm ready, whenever. But we'll have to see whenever my management company thinks I'm ready, and we'll see. I'm down for whenever if I have a break from school, winter break, Christmas, whatever, I'll get in there. But we'll see what happens.
I always find it interesting looking at the majors that wrestlers choose, and oftentimes you do see psychology. Was that kind of a purposeful tactic? Because I mean, so much of wrestling is psychological, but was that purposeful on your side to kind of go ahead and jump into the psyche of things?
Kind of, but I was dealing with kind of just mental health problems myself, and I was just kind of wondering why I was going through the stuff I was going through, and so I took a psychology class, and it really interested me, and I just changed my major to psychology, and I fell in love with it, and just being able to learn about myself and what makes me tick and why I react certain ways, and just being able to be mindful and you know what I mean, and calm myself down in certain situations, etc. And just with other people too, being able to kind of pick people others' brains. It's been really cool to do that. But yeah, I really got into it more, kind of for myself. You know what I mean? But now that I'm pursuing it, I feel like I could definitely help other people with it as well. I know a lot of people will go through struggles like I go through with depression, anxiety, etc. You know what I mean? And if I could leave this world a better place, you know what I mean, then by all means I should do that. There's people that invested into me and put time into me, and I should do the same and give back. So I'm excited for it.
I would be remiss if I didn't say that some of the things that you were even speaking about now remind me a little bit of someone that I may have a little time to, a little bit as well. Your dad, Luchau, obviously the founder of 559 Fight, somebody that has been instrumental in kind of the creation of your own career. Can you talk about what exactly it's been like to work with him step by step, and to really, I mean, he's been someone that's been able to help develop at Valley MMA, and you were someone that got the front seat of that. And I know you got to speak about it in interviews, but now that the fight's all culminating, you guys had that father-son moment. How has it really been to get to experience living with the dark side?
Yeah, dude, it's cool, man. I get to experience a lot of things people don't get to experience. I'm in the backgrounds a lot, so I get to be part of a lot of conversations a lot of people don't get to be part of, and I get to learn the business. You know what I mean? And it gives me a lot of perspective on things, and I'm able to just learn. You know what I mean? I'm able to just listen and just take in everything they're saying and kind of learn the business of how it works. and I feel like that's just going to help me in the long run. To be able to allow me to be more professional, and it's just been a blessing. You know what I mean? Like there's no other sporting agency out there like Iridium, and I tell people this all the time. Like even if my dad wasn't part of Iridium, I would still sign with them. You know what I mean? Just because of the reputation they have and just the things I've seen them do and the relationships they build with their athletes is just why would I not want to be part of that? You know what I mean? My dad, regardless, but it's just a bonus. My dad's, my dad is part of it. So, I get to be closer to my dad and work close with my dad, and my dad gets to be, experience, like it's a little closer of a bond. You know what I mean? Get to experience those things together. As a manager and son. You know what I mean? Rather than just father and son. So it's pretty cool.
And just to speak a little bit more about like how you were stating earlier on this call about the influence that you look to have and what you possibly look to do with your career and just in general with just your accolades and like how you were stating getting that psychology degree and really just showing the youth over there in Selma and all over the Central Valley, anywhere that you've been able to make an impression at, what do you really feel like people can take the most from Jace Luchau so far?
Just never give up on yourself. You know what I mean? There's been times where I felt like quitting and I felt like maybe I wasn't good enough, and you know, felt like I was just a regular guy. You know what I mean? And but you just gotta just never give up on yourself and just tell yourself that God made you for a bigger purpose. And even though you might not know that purpose yet, you just gotta continue to just keep being a good person every day, and eventually that will show. You know what I mean? And ever since I've started doing that, kind of bettering my life and following Christ and just being a good man, good son, good boyfriend, etc. I've just been getting blessings in my life, and I've been starting to see what my why is and what my purpose is. You know what I mean? And it's just never giving up on myself. And I thank God every day for Him not giving up on me. You know, so if that's just one thing I could tell people is just stick with it. You know what I mean? That the road's gonna get tough, and sometimes you're gonna feel like you're gonna want to quit. But if you just push through it, you'll get blessed more than you can imagine.
From the wrestling mats over there in Selma, California, going all the way to Fresno, and then making a couple of stops along the way, landing over there in Kentucky. I don't think anybody could have ever predicted the path that Mr. Jace Lucha has been on, but it's been one that has provided a lot of great memories, and I'm pretty sure it's going to provide a lot more. Anybody that you wanted to thank so far, I mean, not only for this MMA fight that you just had this past Friday, but in general, I mean, you have been having, and like how we've been stating, six-time Fargo All-American. You've had a pretty illustrious wrestling career as well. Anybody you wanted to thank in particular in this segment?
There's so many people who have been part of this journey. It's kind of hard to thank them all, but I'll try to kind of keep it down. Obviously, I want to thank my dad. You know what I mean, and my family for always being by my side and sticking through me through thick and thin. You know what I mean. I know sometimes they didn't want to, but they still did. I want to thank Iridium Sports Agency, Jason House, Jacob Parga. Um, they do the absolute most for me. They have so many UFC athletes that they have to worry about, and for them to take time out of their days, just I'm an amateur guy, you know what I mean? So for them to take time out of their day to make sure I have everything I have to be taken care of, you know what I mean? That means the world to me. I thank all my sponsors that sponsored me. Um, that's just the blessing to have. Not a lot of people get opportunities like that, and for them to see me as someone they want to take a chance in, that means a lot to me too. And just all of the 559, you know what I mean, for coming out and supporting me and cheering me on, you know what I mean. They honestly, I was so nervous to go out there and fight, but once I heard that crowd, man, like all that nervousness went away, and I was like, let's get it done. You know what I mean? Like, let's get it done for them. And so I just want to thank them for that, because if it wasn't for them, I probably would have been scared shitless. So, yeah, I want to thank my school. They didn't have to let me fight. I'm still an athlete here, and I'm sure my coach didn't want to see me go out there and get punched in the face when I have to wrestle. So I just want to thank them for allowing me to pursue my dreams. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And yeah.
a lot of people in support of Mr. Jace Luchau. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be in support of whatever is to come next, whether that be the national championship stage over there at Cumberland University, or whether it be at the next 559 fights. But you guys better make sure to follow my man over there on Instagram, Jace Cute Face, right? Correct? Am I right on that one?
Yep. Yeah. Not right now with these cuts, but soon enough. Yeah, Jace Cute Face.
Make sure to go ahead and follow him on Instagram. Michael Hernandez here, MLH Media, as always, with 2 of the 559 fights. I mean, I guess you could say favorites at this point. Michael Hernandez, Jace Luchau are going to be out here signing out.